cheekbones. We love them. All right, so today I'm basically doing what has been my go-to summery kind of makeup looks. The combo I found, you guys, is what I wore for 2 weeks in Tahoe. It just looks so healthy and radiant, gives you that glass skin look. It's not too much. It looks real, like in real life, it looks like skin. And I've just gotten compliments on it. It's comfortable, lasts well, does not look makeup-y up close. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I did want to thank Anisa Beauty for supporting my channel and sponsoring a portion of today's video. If you haven't heard of their brushes, you haven't been watching my channel because I've been using these 3 brushes for months now on my channel. Holy grail status, especially these 2 for me. Holy grail status, the powder brush and the concealer brush. I'm gonna get into showing you how I use them. Anisa Beauty is vegan, cruelty-free, and made with synthetic fibers. They have the perfect density and softness. And right now my code Taylor gets you 20% off. Normally it's a little bit lower than that. So until July 3rd, you can get 20% off your entire order on Anisa Beauty with the code Taylor. My 3 favorite brushes for them are gonna be linked down below at the top of the description box. They're also doing a giveaway for you guys, which is pretty sweet. So you can win my 3 favorite brushes. All you have to do is leave a comment down below, let us know you're entering the giveaway, and a way to contact you. There's gonna be 10 different winners. So you actually have, usually I feel like there's like 1 or 2 winners in a giveaway. There's gonna be 10 winners. They're gonna be choosing the winners and selecting you. All of the rules of the giveaway will be listed down below in the description box so you can read more, but it ends on July 3rd. I'm on a roller journey, really just a hair. I just want bouncy, voluminous hair the easiest way possible, so I'm determined to figure it out. Travel friendly, without a Dyson. I think I'm getting somewhere with this one today. Okay, so starting off with SPF, I'm gonna give you a few different options here for, well, 2 of them are tinted. This one says tinted, it's like slightly tinted. In the summer especially, or whenever I'm wearing self-tanner, I love using tinted sunscreens because then when I'm like going on a walk or something, it's like a 2-in-1. I can just throw this on with no other makeup and my face is even to my neck and my body, but I don't have to like add foundation. I've been primarily using this one. This one is by Dime and it's the tinted Wonder Screen. They have a non-tinted version too. First off, the packaging of this is like so nice. It's not ideal for travel. It's like very heavy, but if you had this like on your vanity, beautiful. I love the finish of this, the way it looks underneath makeup. It gives you that like reflective glass skin look. It's very glowy, so just warning you, like this is glowy, but it looks so pretty underneath makeup, and it does have a tint. I would say the tint is similar to the color of the Elastin SPF, but Elastin has more coverage. And then the glow screen, I got a new shade, so this is Golden Hour, and this is the second darkest shade. This is perfect when I have tanner on. I wore it this morning when I ran to get crumble cookies for breakfast. Yeah, it was a waffle cookie though. So is it really a cookie or is it a waffle? You know what I'm saying? These 2 to me are different types of glow. This is more of like the glass skin sheen glow. And then this one is more of like reflective. I don't want to say shimmery, but like, slight highlighter, just like that really intense glow. And this one is a little bit darker. And then the Ulta MD, it says it's tinted. I really like the finish of this and how it dries down. This one is definitely less glowy than the other 2. Also nice under makeup, but this has like, I would say it just cancels out the white cast, like any white cast. It doesn't give you any kind of coverage. It's definitely like very sheer, barely tinted, I would say. But this one has been like my go-to, especially if I'm wearing like foundation over top. I have on self tanner right now. I'll talk about which one I've been loving at the end. Actually, first I'm gonna put on some lip balm because my lips are a little chapped here. I don't want either of us to have to stare at that the entire video. This is the Summer Fridays. By the way, I literally put a giant ass floor plant on the kitchen counter to make the background a little more appealing looking here. Oh, excuse me. You can do the 2-finger trick, by the way, which is where you squeeze out 2 fingers worth of SPF if you want to get it perfecto. This makes your skin look just so healthy. And when I wore with the combo I'm going to do today, I was wearing it every day in Tahoe, I haven't gotten that many compliments on my makeup or my skin in a long time. Just one of those combos. Oh my god. Love it. But like I said, very, very dewy looking. You have to like the dew. I'm gonna do brows. I'm gonna try this out. I haven't used this before. It's the NYX Brow Glow in the shade medium brown. For some reason I thought they only had clear of this, but they don't. Whoa, it looks like string, just pulling it out of here. It literally looks like glue. Okay, so I'm gonna brush up. Oop, oh my god. It's okay, it's just brow glue. Okay, it does have a slight tint, but I like that it's not too pigmented. So I'm gonna let my brow gel dry. I always like to let it kind of dry down before going in with brow pencil. So this is the combo I've been doing for the face, okay? I take a little bit of the JOA Crystal Glow Peptide Infused Foundation, just a little bit, and in combination with the the Wonder Screen and then concealer. This just looks so natural. It looks like it's just your skin and has this nice natural beaming quality. Doesn't look foundation-y at all, like up close, outside. I mean, I'm in natural light right now, but you'll see, like you can't see it on your skin. It just looks so pretty. I was testing this on its own before using it with this SPF, and I liked it on its own, but these two together are really like where it's at for me. This is a drugstore price foundation you can get on Amazon. This one, depending on my tanner, can be a little dark, but it's in the shade MN10. I'm just gonna put a tiny bit. I use like the smallest amount on makeup sponge. I might use a little more, but I kind of like start out, build it up, go from there. This just covers a little bit more than like the SPF, like covers some of my redness, but evens out my skin tone and doesn't look like I have anything on, like any makeup on, especially if you use a small amount. I have textured skin. With these two, it just looks smooth, man. And it's also natural enough looking where I was literally like wearing this combo on hikes. You can see, like, I would say I'm at light coverage on this side, and then here, let's see how it covers this redness and stuff. I have more redness on this side of my face. I feel like depending on your skin, you can kind of go a couple different ways with summer makeup. I do have past videos on like ultra long lasting, full coverage, humidity proof, that kind of routine. This is more of like the natural look. Was that 2 years ago now? I think it might have been. Yeah, that wasn't last year. I was in Seattle still. Whoa. You can still see my skin coming through, but just evens it out. And then on my forehead, I do barely any, literally that much. Only because by the time you do like cream bronzer and yeah, just cream bronzer. I don't know where that sentence was going. By the time you do cream bronzer, it's like, it gives me the color I want on my forehead, and I don't need personally like coverage on my forehead really. I'm excited to take these rollers out, man. Look at the friggin' sheen. Brow pencil, did I leave that upstairs? Nope. So I'm gonna lightly fill my brows with the Joa brow pencil. I like them to be always like a little bit more full and fluffy looking if possible. Okay, personally the feel of this one is not bothering me at all. Like I'm not like noticing it. I don't know if the tinted version is different than the clear version, because I've heard multiple people describe the clear one as like very, like you can feel it. This one I don't really notice that. It feels comfortable to me. Between the pencil and the brow gel, I'm liking the tone of those together too. So I've been testing the Natasha Denona concealer in the shade N3 is what I have. You need to use a really small amount of this. I do feel like it can look a little heavy on my under eyes if I use too much. You need like a very small amount. What I love about this though is that it is self-setting, or I can use it with a powder I'll talk about, but it is pretty self-setting. Like it dries down matte. You don't need to set this with a powder. So I've been liking it. I'm still testing it, but so far I am enjoying it. And the concealer brush I always use, this is a new one. I got a fresh one today. But this is my ride or die guy right here. The angled concealer brush by Anisa Beauty. Perfect amount of density, blends out your concealer so beautifully. It's comfortable under the eyes because there's soft bristles, even though it is dense. Why am I dropping everything today? It's not like one of those brushes that feels scratchy or anything under your eyes. All of their brushes are very soft. I am a picky gal when it comes to concealer brushes, and this one is one of the very few that passes the test for me. So let's go in and blend. I do like the undertone of this concealer. I feel like it's a nice neutral undertone. And with this look, since I do have more like light coverage on my face, I don't want a ton of concealer. I just want to keep it really natural and almost like, you know, a little bright, but not that you can like super tell I'm wearing concealer. So there you can see the difference. Does just brighten up my inner corner, but nothing too wild. This brush is also awesome for spot concealing. So if you are doing a look like this and say you have some acne, or you have, sometimes I like to cover up, especially if I had a migraine that morning, I'll cover up more redness with concealer. And when I do that, I'll blend it out with this brush too, just on my face. I have like a little bit here I could cover up, but nothing too much today. So I'm gonna do the other eye. And you want the shorter part to be towards your inner corner. So when you're applying this, angle it so that the longer part is at the outer part of your eye, and just tap. I always like to tap my products, whether it's foundation, concealer, you get better coverage than if you're full swiping. This also fits perfectly in there. So angling now the larger part towards my inner corner the opposite way and just tapping it out. You could also totally apply eye primer with this, like if you use like a cream pencil. All right, we're concealered up. I need to get a darker shade of my favorite NARS cream bronzer, because every time I'm like, I want to use this so bad, but if I have tanner on, the shade is just a little light for my self-tan skin. This is like the perfect fair skin shade. NARS Laguna bronzer in 01. So I'm gonna use the Candy Paint Half Caked Morning View bronzer instead. This one is a little bit darker, and I'm gonna use it with the Anisa. This one's called the Buffing Bronzer Brush. I use it for cream products, like cream contour, cream bronzer primarily. And because of the narrow shape of this, it just applies product right where you want it. Sometimes with bronzer brushes, especially like cream bronzer, you know how you have to like clean up underneath sometimes if you get it too far down. This just places it right where you need it in the good spot. So I'm gonna tap it on. Also, cheekbones. We love them. This helps give them to you. But actually, like a brush like this, because of the shape of it, you just have to try so much less hard to like get that chiseled look. This is a dewy kind of bronzer, just FYI. It does have like a sheen to it. So if you missed it at the beginning, you can get 20% off Anisa Beauty's website with my code Taylor right now, but only until July 3rd. I'm gonna take a little bit on the tip of my nose. Should we nose contour today? Let's try. I never do this, but just a little bit, nothing wild. Have you seen those videos where you make your nose look crooked? I mean, it actually works, like actually does something, the old illusion. I'm gonna apply a little bit of this to my forehead as well, depending on my foundation shade. Sometimes I'll do this, sometimes I won't. Going in with cream blush, this is the LYS in the shade Classy. This is one of my most used right now. It has a beautiful satin finish where it's not too much. Why do I smell ramen? I like to bring this pretty high, like I bring it kind of right underneath my eye. It gives that really pretty summery kind of flush to your skin. Also, the light right now it's a little bit more on that side, so I think you're seeing like a little bit of an extra reflection on this side of my face rather than this side, just a heads up. And then one thing I've been liking doing is I just take whatever's left over and kind of run it like this across my nose. It kind of looks like you got a little sunburned, but in the best way. You know that moment on vacation where, well, this is for my pale folks out there, when you get fried and you come back and you're on vacation and like literally nothing will match your body because it's a pure tomato. Good times, my childhood. Knock on wood, I haven't been burnt like that in years because now I'm like crazy about sunscreen. I'm gonna take a little bit of a powder bronzer over top just to kind of mattify certain parts. I don't want it totally matte, but just to kind of even out the glow a little bit. This is the Sephora 04 Amalfi shade. And I'm going to take it on the Anisa multi-powder brush. You can use this for powder or bronzer. I use it for both. And this powder brush, you guys, it's so soft. Look at the shape of this. It's curved but flat at the same time, if that makes sense. And it is so soft. Also picky with powder brushes. I like them to not be too flimsy. This one has, again, nice density to it and just applies powder so nice, or bronzer. If you like a big, like fluffy bronzer brush, this one can also work for that. Definitely more of a warm tone. Whatever's left over, I'm just gonna kind of tap right here. I don't want to apply a ton of bronzer, but I do just want to, just a little bit. This powder. This is up there for me with the Urban Decay loose powder I've been raving about. That one's been sold out for forever. This one is also now sold out. If it comes back in stock, like set the Sephora notifications and I'll let you guys know on Instagram if it comes back in stock. But if it does, you need to snatch this up. This is one of the best loose powders I've ever tried for blurring. It doesn't pick up foundation, and I can weirdly use this one underneath my eyes. I'm not gonna today, but if I need to set my under eyes, this one does work. Most loose powders for me look horrible underneath my eyes. This one can work, but I love it for around my pores, a little bit on my chin. I have been doing this look both ways, like putting a little bit of powder on and not. Looks good both ways. It's just kind of up to you. I'm not doing it as much to mattify, but I just like blurring out my pores a little bit because sometimes when you do have sheen on your face, it can kind of emphasize the pores around your nose a little bit. So I'm gonna take the same brush. Let's just wipe that off, shall we? I love that it also has mesh packaging. So I'm just gonna take a tiny bit, tap it off, and go right around my nose and on my chin. It just does such a good job of blurring out the pores. And I'm not gonna apply this on my forehead today because I really love this level of sheen for this look, but just kind of softens things out and makes the glow look more intentional, I feel like. This highlighter, if you want the summery, natural glow, again, if you have textured skin or more mature skin, or you just want that like super natural glow look, this is so beautiful. It's Homegrown Glow. Oh my God. Between the shade of this and then the texture of the powder and how it sits on the skin, it's just friggin' stunning. Gives you that true like glow from within look. I just missed that, but I just run through all of them to hit all the colors and then apply on top of the cheekbone. It just gives you that sun-kissed, like I've been out in the sun glow. It's beautiful. I feel like this would be a perfect bridal highlighter too, if you want something just very natural, but that gives you that radiance. It's friggin' stunning. I'm gonna do just a touch on my nose. I don't want it too glowy. I'm actually taking the kind of pinky shade and just putting it on my nose. Again, if this level of glow is too much for you, just go over your forehead a little bit with the powder. You could just do it right here, and that'll definitely mattify things out. But for me, this is what I've been doing, and I've been digging this level. I've been pretty lazy when it comes to eye makeup, to be honest. I haven't been using eye primer that much, and I've just been doing some form of what I'm about to do, which is like the most basic eye ever. I use this palette all the time, but it's the one I travel with. But you can take any kind of neutral brown palette. I usually, for this look, do like kind of more warm ones. So I'll usually take like this one. I kind of just like mix them though. Like I'll start with this one and add in a little touch of that. The focus here is not really the eyes. It's more like the skin. So I just kind of dust this over. This is like vacation makeup. Is that what I'm calling this? This could totally be vacation makeup, summer vacation. This is like what you do when you're in the hotel and you just were on the beach for a long time and now you're coming back and you're getting ready for dinner and you want something that looks glowy and vacation-y, and that only takes like 10 minutes because this is very fast. If I'm not talking through this and filming, this look is really fast. I've been taking either a shimmer in this palette or this Kaja. This is the Kaja little trio. Could not remember the name for that. What is in this eyeball? There's this really nice light champagne shade, and then you have this more medium toned brown. And then this last one is a little bit too deep for my skin tone, but if you have a deeper skin tone, this would look really pretty all over the lid. So I'm gonna start out with the middle tone brown here and just use my finger. These are really soft. And just tapping this all over the lid. Then I'm gonna take the white shade in this, the shimmery white. I just love this on the inner corner. I just take the deepest, not the deepest, this brown shade right here on a flat liner brush and just smudge it against my lash line and kind of do a little bit of like a wing. This is basically the eye I've been doing too, like in Tahoe, this is what I did. When it comes out here, I am winging it, but then kind of smudging it and blending, so it's just really soft. Okay, I do want to try a new mascara today. I am going to be putting on the lashes I normally use, but I've been wanting to try this e.l.f. mascara. It's the Big Mood Volume Mascara. I've heard good things about this. Actually, before I do that though, I'm going to pop a little bit of a cream liner on my waterline. This looks like the Too Faced wand. Feels pretty dry. I feel like the wand is just too big. I get more volume with wands that I can like really work at my lashes, and this one just feels a bit big for my liking. Why are my lashes going like 20 directions right now? I don't think this is one I'm going to be going for. Not for me. I'm gonna run and go get my other mascara. I feel like I need to get in there. Okay, going in with good old Amy Clay. We'll see how these layer. There we go. That e.l.f. mascara dried really fast. These two together are not it, and I feel like that e.l.f. is just making my lashes look like clumpy layered. Wouldn't recommend the e.l.f. Gonna let those dry a little bit. So I have a fresh set of my Impress Voluminous lashes. Talked about these so much. If you want to know my thoughts, I've mentioned them in Raised and Rejects videos and multiple videos, but you just press them on underneath your natural lash, like underneath your lashes. I just do one or two in the very outer part of my eye, and it makes such a difference. They last all day. I personally don't sleep in them, and I can't feel them on my eyes. Okay, most of the time I do two, but today I just don't really feel like I need to. I'm just gonna keep it at one. I just love how it just like changes my face shape. Personally, it like elongates the eyes, and it took about a minute to do both sides. I'm gonna wipe off the Summer Fridays. I'm like a broken record with lips because I literally do the same thing pretty much every day. I use Tarte Mauve, and then I use Peri Pera, the clear gloss, or I'll use the, Fenty Sweet Mouth, really pretty summery reflective kind of gloss. Peri Pera, the darker shade. This one, really pretty rosy tone if you want more of that like pink lip, or this one, the NYX lip oil. I don't like this as much as the CoverGirl or the Peri Pera. This is like, I would say like third or fourth place, just because first off, the packaging leaks. I don't know if this is maybe just mine, but packaging leaks, it gets very messy, and I can't stand how the applicator, the product just gets on the tip. So it's just annoying to apply. And I also feel like it's not quite as long lasting as the CoverGirl oil or the Peri Pera gloss. I still like it, and I like the color of it, and I do use it a lot, but I definitely like the other ones more. So then I go with Tarte Mauve lip liner, and I just apply that on the outer parts, not filling in all the way, but then I take my finger and just kind of smudge it out with my finger to kind of blend into my natural lip. Just to switch it up, let's do the NYX today so you can see what I'm talking about with the everything. I love the shade of this one, love the tone of pink. It's just not quite as glossy as the Peri Para or the Fenty, so I'm actually just gonna add just a little bit. I feel like I need to, just to the top to give it that like reflect right at the top. This really makes your lips look bigger too and juicier if you put it right at the top right there. Okay, gotta do a little, just a little, right there. All right, let's do a little body glow here. I'm not gonna put it all over, I'm just gonna put a little bit on my chest, but I've been using the e.l.f. actually, the e.l.f. SPF Wow Glow, because then it's like a 2-in-1 SPF. I find that most often SPFs do the best job at giving me a body glow. I love the Super Goop Glow Oil. The Sol de Janeiro Rio Radiance Cream isn't the most glowy. It does have a slight glow, but if you're really going for the body glow, this one isn't gonna give you like intense glow, but it does smell freaking incredible. So sometimes I'll like mix these two together and then put it on my body. Or the Super Goop. The Super Goop also, if you maybe you have like, sometimes self tanner doesn't stick as well to your chest, or maybe you're getting like patchy with your tanner. If that's the case, go in with the tinted glow screen, because then you get like some color as well. But I'm just gonna use the e.l.f. I do feel like this adds like a little actually bit of like lightness. I'm actually gonna try mixing a little bit of Super Goop in just to counteract that, because I do feel like when I use the e.l.f. one, sometimes it makes me look a little less tan in that area. Of course, I am wearing a white shirt right now, so we'll see. The e.l.f. just has that like really intense sheen. And also then you don't have to worry about, like if you're using an SPF, you wouldn't have to worry about this getting off on your dress or anything, or if it's your wedding, like, I don't know, I'd be worried about like a tinted thing getting on my wedding dress personally, but we've got some time before I gotta worry about that. Maybe not, you never know. I'm ready. Just kidding, but not really. Okay, so as you can see, I think you can see that the sheen is there, folks. We're looking glowy, we're looking good. Side note, this is like the most summery smelling fragrance to me right now, and I'm freaking in love with it. It's the Rio Radiance by Sol de Janeiro. Just smells like summer to me. Okay, and then before I take my hair out, I'll tell you about the tanner. I've been talking about this in vlogs. This is like the most pleasant surprise tanner to me. I've just picked up because I think it had really good reviews, and I totally get why. This, I think, still almost has 5 stars, and that is so rare for a tanner. I don't know what kind of magic is in this bottle, and I normally don't go for clear tanners, but this is the most beautiful natural color. You can build it up. I only have 1 layer on last night. This will definitely be in my next favorites video, so I'll talk more in depth about like exactly how I apply it in that video, but it's not an express, I wouldn't call it an express tan. I just leave it on either overnight, or you can get dressed immediately. It dries super fast, there's no color guard, and normally I find that to be like super hard to work with and patchy when you can't see where you're applying. This is like the most, probably the most even tanner I've found so far, and the color is natural. You can put on 2 layers if you want. You can sleep in it if you want. This is one too in real life in Tahoe. My friend, who she's like not a makeup person, not into like, she's not into all the beauty products, but she commented on my tan. I feel like that's saying a lot. It just looks so beautiful and even, and my usual spots where I get like splotchy on my legs or it doesn't stick or whatever, just doesn't do that. But I wouldn't say it's express. Like, don't listen to the directions. I leave it on for minimum 4 hours minimum, and that still is like pretty light. I just would rather leave it on overnight. Doesn't bother me at all. Or like put it on in the morning, get dressed, and then it'll develop throughout the day. I'm in love, and it smells like perfume. Okay, I think it is time to take out these curls. Are we ready? I have little clips in here. Am I forgetting to do anything? Hold on. By the way, I'm a noob to this, so maybe take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. But what I've learned is when you unroll, oh, of course this one is like getting a little stuck. There we go. When you unroll these, you want to like grab the hair and then twist so it doesn't pull. Oh my God. Look at that friggin' bounce. Okay, this is looking like it's having potential. If I like this end result, I'll do a reel or something on like how I do this, because I've been trying to find the best method for me. I used a big curling iron first, like a big one, and then put it in these, just the front pieces, or the top pieces, I guess. This one's a little stuck. SOS. Oh, why do I have 3 clips on that one? I can't really see what's happening right now because the camera's a bit far away, so let me go spray it up, zhuzh this up. I think it's looking good though, right? Yeah, it definitely looks more voluminous than usual, I think. I think I can play around with this strategy a little more and like perfect it. I feel like we're on a good path here. But this is the final look, what I've been doing on my face to get that really summery, glowy kind of look. But everything I used today will be listed down below in the description box. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And Anisa Beauty will be linked down below. You can use the code Taylor for 20% off your entire order, and don't forget to enter the giveaway. Let me know what you think if you try any of these products out. Always curious to hear your thoughts. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.